Real estate coach Craig Proctor. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about how to make more money without necessarily spending more money. Okay, we're going to talk about how to improve your offer. You know, quite often I hear from real estate agents who are saying, I just can't seem to generate very good buyer or seller leads. You know, my Facebook ads aren't working as well as they should be. My Google ads are not working as well. My direct mail, no matter what I'm attempting to do, I'm just not getting the results. I'm not getting good quality buyers and sellers contacting me. Okay, now let's just look at that for a minute. We can't say that there's not good buyers and sellers out there, right? This is like the best real estate market in the history of ever, right? We've got more houses selling, houses are selling at higher prices than ever before. There's more offers than ever before. So it's a really great real estate market if you know what you're doing. And a lot of Craig Proctor coaching members are having their best year ever, despite the fact that we've been in a pandemic. One of my clients is Sarah Reynolds. She's, I think, number 1 or 2 in Keller Williams. She's in the Washington, D.C. area. She did $14 million in GCI last year. She's going to do better this year. So there's lots of business to be had out there if you understand how to make the right offers to buyers and sellers. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We can't be continuing to promote the same boring, ordinary messages that all the other realtors seem to be focused on. Okay, so we're gonna talk about how to clearly set yourself apart, how to really focus on what it is that buyers and sellers really want, not what we think they want, not what perhaps we've been offering them for years, not what all the other agents are offering them. We're going to look at what is really working for the top real estate agents that I coach from all over North America. And I've worked with over 30,000 agents over the last number of years, helping them to make more money, have more time, and really more freedom in their lives. So welcome to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Thank you for being here. Let's start off by maybe telling me where you're located. Type into the comments what marketplace you're in. There's another reason to do this as well. Quite often we get referrals through Craig Proctor Nation, so don't be shy, put yourself out there. We have a lot of great real estate agents in my network that are referring buyers and sellers all over the country every single day. So right now into the comments, type in your major metropolitan marketplace, and welcome to our session here. Okay, so for those of you who joined a bit late, we're going to talk about how to make the right offers to attract the best buyers and sellers. Let's start off by talking about buyers and what does not work, okay? So most of us in our early training in real estate school and still today, what we believe, and what we've been told to believe, is that what buyers want is representation. You know, that what buyers want is buyers want a real estate agent. They want you to represent them. And I'm not saying that representation isn't important. I'm just saying on the list of all the things the buyers want, finding an agent and representation, it's not at the top of the list. Okay, what else have we been told that buyers want? Oh, well, buyers need us to find the properties. Well, not true, right? Buyers actually prefer to start looking around on their own. They realize they can get access to the properties without a real estate agent, right? Unless we can offer them proprietary access to homes that they can't get on their own. Okay, so that's a writer-downer. What we're going to offer buyers is proprietary access, okay, to homes that they can't find on their own. So we're going to give them instant access to homes that they can't find on MLS, they can't find on a gazillion other websites. They can't find this information anywhere else. And we're going to talk about how to find priority access to proprietary information. The other thing that we've been told that buyers want is, buyers want us to help them negotiate. Now, we're great negotiators, but a lot of the buyers, what they think is, well, if I can just find the homes on my own, I could just find out who has the house listed. I can go straight to the listing agent and negotiate directly with the listing agent, and I can negotiate better doing it that way, probably save myself 2 or 3%. So again, what we've been taught is buyers want representation. Buyers, they need us to find the properties, and buyers need us for negotiation. But what if that's not true? What if we can offer them something better, something so unique that it compels them to contact us? So where do we find such a list? And by the way, when I'm offering buyers proprietary information on off-market properties and difficult to find properties, that does not mean I'm not also going to send them the homes that are on MLS. I am, but you know what it's like in today's market. But if you're only sending your buyer what's on MLS, by the time the buyer knows about this new listing, in some marketplaces, maybe yours, let me know in comments, but in a lot of marketplaces, there's 5 or 10 or 15 other offers. So now your buyer's competing amongst all these other offers, and you keep losing out over and over again. It's very frustrating for the buyer and for you, the realtor. What if that wasn't the case? So here's how we're going to do this. One of the offers we're going to make to a buyer is, if they work with us, we're going to advertise what they're looking for in the neighborhoods that they're interested in. So we're basically going to do the opposite. Instead of advertising a house to get a buyer, we're going to advertise the buyer to this development. If they're looking in Glenway Estates, we're going to advertise what the buyer's looking for to try to find people that want to sell their home in this neighborhood. Now, typically, this is done by direct mail. Typically, we get more than one seller that wants an instant offer from our buyer. My buyer's only going to buy one home in Glenway Estates. I might get 3 or 4 sellers that respond. So now potentially I can list their home as well. So a lot of what I teach is pushing back against industry norms. A lot of what I teach is to do the opposite of what all the other realtors are doing. I've made a lot of money as a real estate agent doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. So the buyer, of course, needs to commit to us in the form of a buyer agency agreement. We show them the direct mail. We show them that we're going to mail this out to 1,000 homes in this area. We show them our approach. Okay, in addition to a direct mail program going out to the neighborhood that they're interested in, we also have access to other homes that are not on MLS yet. So where would you form such a list? Well, you've got sellers, future sellers in your database. You work probably at a real estate office where agents have buyers, your fellow agents have sellers coming on the market. We can include for sale by owners. We can include, one of the things that we do is we teach you how to form relationships with divorce attorneys, because they're going through divorce. They need to get their home on the market, but it's not listed yet. We could do the same thing with estate sales. We could do the same thing with builders. So we're going to show you how to acquire a proprietary list of properties. Let me know right there if you think that that's something buyers would want. In addition to the MLS listings that they can get on their own or they can get from any other agent, what if you could keep this promise and you could deliver them a proprietary list, okay, of properties that they can't reach, they can't get a hold of this list anywhere else. By the way, the biggest fear that the buyer has is losing out on a property. Why do you think they're on like 15 different websites? They're speaking to 4 different agents. They're getting all this information because their biggest fear in this market is missing out on the perfect property. Okay, now there's other things that we can offer the buyer as well. We could offer the buyer a communication guarantee that we're going to call them every single week and keep them in touch with what's going on. We could offer them a performance guarantee that if we don't find you a home within 30 days, I'm going to pay you $500. Okay, now there'll be conditions on this, right? Like they have to go look at the properties, they have to be realistic. We could also offer this performance guarantee. You could say, you could guarantee I am going to not only find you a home, but I'm going to negotiate that price on that home for $5,000 off the asking price. Or if I fail to find you a home in 30 days and save you at least $5,000 off the asking price, I'll pay you $500 on closing, which would just be a reduction on your commission. Now, look, even if you can't save them $5,000, but you get a $20,000 commission check, and you had to deduct $500, you're still up, right? You don't make $20,000, you'd make $19,500. These are just performance guarantees. Hopefully, You can negotiate a lower price than the asking price. And we can teach you how to do that even in hot markets. Even when there's multiple offers, there's techniques to make your offer attractive, right? We want to make sure that we're in competition, that you know all of the things to do so that the seller favors your offer so you win out. Okay, so there's different performance guarantees that we can offer buyers, different methods of attracting them, okay, to get them to contact us. The Craig Proctor system is all about what we call reverse prospecting. It's about making offers in all the different media. So we're going to use Facebook, we're going to use Instagram, we're going to use YouTube, we're going to use LinkedIn, we're going to use direct mail. Now, some of the media will work better than others, but can you see that it doesn't matter what media you use? The offer is the key. If you don't have the right offer, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on marketing and advertising if your message falls on deaf ears. Take a drink. Okay, now let's switch to sellers for a minute. Same deal with sellers. What we believe is a good offer for sellers is, would you like a free market evaluation, right? Would you like a free market evaluation? Look, that's a weak offer. If your big offer to sellers is, would you like to know what your house is worth? They can find this information out on their own, and they can find this information out from any other real estate agent that you compete with. So what if you said this to sellers? What if you said, in addition to letting you know what's been selling in the area and what's currently listed, we could also go through a net sheet. So you would discover what you're going to net in your pocket after all the expenses. See, that they don't know, right? How many of you would agree that they don't know? They know what the houses in their neighborhood have been selling for, right? A lot of the sellers know more about what's going on in the neighborhood than you and I do. So just offering them, oh, we're going to tell you what your neighbor's house sold for to try to get in the door, not a very strong offer. So we're going to offer an area home sales report with those listings and sales. But in addition to that, we're going to walk you through, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, a net sheet so you know exactly what you're going to net after all the associated expenses. You see, that is interesting to them because that's the most important number for them, is what they're going to net in their pocket after all the associated expenses. They don't know what those details are. Now, here's another thing that we can offer sellers. How many of you would agree that if you were to look at the seller's house, you have the smarts and you have the experience to help the seller sell their home for, say, I don't know, $8,000 to $10,000 more by helping them stage their home by doing inexpensive things? Okay, maybe it is just throwing on a coat of paint, easy, right? Maybe it is moving the furniture around. Maybe it's a little bit of landscaping. Maybe it's getting the carpets cleaned. But let me know in the comments, how many of you believe, honestly, in your heart, you believe that you have the experience and the knowledge to help the seller sell their home for more money, whatever it be, $8,000, $10,000 more, by giving them advice on inexpensive and easy things that they could do to prepare their home and sell it for more money and sell it faster. Now, the crazy thing is almost all of you do this anyway, right? A lot of you do this anyway, but we need to do a better job of promoting this in our offer, right? So what if your offer was, hey, we can help you determine exactly what you're going to net in your pocket after all the expenses, and we're going to show you inexpensive things to do and what not to do, but inexpensive things to do to help you sell your home for $8,000 to $10,000 more. Okay, so you can see how important the offer is. Now, I became really successful as a realtor. I became the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world by simply making guarantees. Now, guarantee is a very overused word, especially in real estate, right? Our competitors are running around saying, oh, I'll guarantee to sell your home fast. I'll guarantee to sell it for the most amount of money. But they're just words, right? There's no consequence. But what if you actually did this properly? So you're making a guarantee, and the guarantee has teeth. There's consequences. So the guarantee, of course, that I became very famous for was the guaranteed sale program. I made that really popular amongst residential real estate agents. I've been doing this for over 25 years. Thousands of real estate agents all over North America actually guarantee the sale of the seller's house if they can't sell it in a certain amount of time. Now, there's conditions that apply. First of all, the seller has to price their home at a realistic price that we all agree to. The seller has to be moving up and buying one of my listings. The seller has to make their home available. I don't have time to go through all the details, but I'm going to say this is something that sellers want. Now, you might think, well, this is super risky or this is not going to work. Why do you think there's all these iBuyer companies out there? Why do you think there's OfferPad? Okay, why do you think there's Open Door? Why do you think there's Zillow Off? You can't say this isn't a real thing. Sellers want certainty. So one of the ultimate guarantees that you can give the seller is an actual guarantee on the sale of their house. But let's back up the bus a bit and let me give you what you would perceive are maybe some, to start off with, some less scary, right? Less risky guarantees that you all could make. What if you did this? What if you said to, I'll give you a couple examples. What if you said to the seller, I'll guarantee to get you an offer on your house in X amount of days, or when it does sell, I'll reduce $1,000 off my commission. Now, what would the X amount of days be? Well, you tell me in your marketplace, if the seller would agree to list their home at your recommended asking price, right? That's the condition. How long would it take you to get an offer on their properties? On their property. Some of you, it might be, 3 days, some it might be 30 days, but you decide. So let's say I decided, well, what I'm going to market all over social media and direct mail is if you list your home with Craig Proctor, I guarantee to get you an offer on your home, okay, at or above the asking price that we agree on in under 7 days, or I'll reduce my fee by $1,000. What happens is you get phone calls from sellers. How many of you like that? Sellers call you, even if just to challenge you and say, well, how does this work? What are the conditions? What's the catch? The marketing's doing its job. It's getting people that want to sell their home to raise their hand and contact you. And of course, one of the best ways to get sellers is to offer, make these offers to buyers, because the buyers have houses to sell. Let's look at a couple of other guarantees. So we could guarantee what it sells for. I could guarantee, hey, if you list your home with me and you at my recommended asking price, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of your asking price or more. Or if that doesn't happen, I'll deduct $1,000 off my commission when it does sell. Now the key is when it does sell. So if the house doesn't sell, I'm not like cutting a check for $1,000. It's always a reduction of my fee. We all know we can reduce our fee. Now, this is not about cutting your commission or reducing your fee. It's the opposite. If you offer these kinds of guarantees, the seller will give you an opportunity to earn your full commission, right? Instead of reducing it like the other realtors do right off the get-go, I can say to the seller, give me an opportunity to sell your home for full price. Give me an opportunity to sell your home quickly. And if I fail to do that, then I'll reduce my fee as we've agreed to. So the other thing that we can do is we can offer unique services to buyers and sellers that other agents don't offer. Okay, so there's these unique guarantees, but what about unique services? Here's a really cool one. When I meet with the seller, what I'm able to do is I'm able to provide them a list of all the other buyers that I have in my database that are looking for a home in their price range. So imagine the seller's interviewed a couple of other realtors. I always like to try to get myself in last. So I'm last in, and imagine if you were the seller and I said, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, in preparation for our meeting here tonight, I printed out the buyers that I've been working with and sending information out to over the last couple months that are looking for a home like yours. And on my list here, I have 117 buyers that are looking in this part of town in this price range for a 4-bedroom home like yours. Now, should you decide to list your home with me, the very first thing that I would do is I would email detailed information and pictures of your home out to the buyers in my database that are looking for a property like yours. And sometimes we get a match right away. Sometimes we get multiple offers. So it sounds kind of crazy, but it's almost like I've been looking for a buyer for your home before you and I even met today. Pause. So what's the seller thinking? The seller's thinking, well, these other agents, they didn't tell me about a list of buyers. What's the number one thing the seller wants? The seller wants buyers. They don't even want to list their house. They just want to get their house sold. I might say to them, hey, you met with a couple of other realtors. Did the other two realtors you meet with, did they talk to you about how many buyers they're currently working with? And the seller says, no, Craig, all they wanted to talk about is what they would begin to do, what they would start to do if I was to list my home with them. So the other agents, they're talking about what they're going to start to do to try to find buyers. Craig Proctor's already got a list of buyers, and I show them the list of buyers, and they're looking at it, and it shows them the buyer's name, how many properties I've sent the buyer, which one of my buyer agents they're working with. It's very powerful. I call this my buyers in waiting service. It's a unique service that I offer that the other real estate agents don't offer. Okay, so I want to teach you unique offers, okay, and unique services, okay, and unique guarantees that fit you. See, with these guarantees, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You need to do what makes sense to you. I want to teach you a bunch of different options, and then we would find out what's the biggest guarantee that you could both make and keep. How many of you are into that? Like, I'll guarantee tonight it's going to get really dark, and tomorrow it's going to get light again. I'm pretty confident that I can keep that promise, right? Same thing for you in your marketplace. I would work with you to talk about what is it that buyers and sellers really want. Let's formulate your marketing plan so we're addressing what they really want. Let's not do the same thing you've been doing, because it's just going to get us the same results. Let's not make the same offers that all the other agents are making. I want you to be like in an entirely different business. Honestly, that's how I felt as a real estate agent. My marketing set me apart, so I felt like I wasn't even competing with the other agents, like I was in a totally separate business. That's when you've got really good marketing. That's why I was selling over 500 homes a year, and I was the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world for commissions earned in 36 months of getting my license. So it didn't take me long to kind of figure out, hey, I can't be doing what everyone else is doing. That's how I became a real estate coach, because I've actually made millions of dollars selling real estate. Not like these other characters that have never had a license or they've never made a lot of money selling real estate who now become coaches. Hey, you want to learn how to play golf? You better learn from somebody that's actually really good at playing the game. Okay, not somebody that read a book about how to play golf, somebody that's an excellent golfer. Same thing with tennis. As a kid, I played tennis with 2 kids. One kid I could easily beat. The other kid, he beat me up every time. How did I become a better tennis player? Playing with the player that was better than me. Okay, same thing with all of you. You should have a mentor, and who the mentor is really, really important. Now, here's what I've done for you. I have a download with all this stuff on that I prepared for you. I printed it out right here. It's a couple pages. This is what we've been talking about. If you type into the comments below, free gift, the word free gift, my marketing director, Daryl, will get you this so you can start actually doing what we're talking about today. So just type into the comments, free gift, my gift to you. The best way for me to prove to you that I can actually help you is just to help you. That's what I want to do on my sessions here, is just answer your questions, show you how I did it, show you what the top real estate agents all over North America are doing. So type into the comments if you want this, free, no obligation. You can download it by typing into the comments, free gift. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is when your marketing is really working well for you, what happens is you've got buyers and sellers contacting you. You're not calling them, you're not chasing them. Can everyone see the value in the positioning? If we can get the buyers and sellers chasing you, you become a welcome guest, not an annoying pest. When you're chasing them, there's an old saying, prospects pursued, run away. Prospects pursued, run away. The faster you chase them, the faster they run. No, we don't want to do that. What I'm an expert at is attraction. Okay, we're going to teach you these offers that attract buyers and sellers so they're contacting you. Real buyers and sellers, not tire kickers. We want high quality buyers and sellers coming to you. So you're talking to them. They're chasing you. You're not chasing them. Then, if you have enough buyers and sellers contacting you, you can now pick and choose who you want to work with. How many of you agree that that's really important? That you've got the power of choice, that you've got so many buyers and sellers that you could work with, that you have this luxury of choice. You could decide which buyers you're going to spend time with and which sellers you're going to spend time with and who you're not going to spend time with. Look, we've all had the annoying aggravation of working with poorly qualified prospects. How many of you here have worked with a jerk? Right? What is the? It's aggravating, right? They lie to you. They refuse to listen. They fight you at every turn. You can't help these people, right? You're wasting your time with a lot of ill-qualified prospects. How does that make you feel as a real estate agent when you come home after a hard day of working with a prospect that fights you, working with a jerk? It affects your whole attitude, not just your income, but you walk in the door and your whole family knows, okay, stay away, something's wrong. But the opposite's true. How do you feel at the end of the day when you work with a great buyer or seller that's a joy to work with, and they say, I don't know, Craig, what do you think? What should we do? You know, they take your advice. They're thrilled with your service because they basically are doing what you're telling them to do, and they get the right results, and they send you referrals. That's the kind of business I want for you. I want you to work with the best of the best prospects. That's how you get rich in real estate. That's how you make a lot of money in real estate. Not doing the stuff they teach you to do, cold calling, door knocking, chasing expireds for sale by owners, floor time. Forget all of that stuff. Learn from somebody that's made millions of dollars every year selling real estate. That's me. And I've created more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach, trainer, or guru. I have hundreds of Craig Proctor members that make millions of dollars a year. Some of them make over $1 million a month. They're not doing all that stuff that everyone else is doing. They understand marketing. They understand how to make powerful offers to compel the best buyers and sellers in their marketplace to come to them. So if I can help you with this, here's what happens. Your statistics will be better. Think about this. If you were working with the very best buyers and the very best sellers, the number of people you would be able to help, percentage-wise, would increase, right? If it's a seller and they price their home right, you're going to have better days on the market than the real estate board average. Let's say, everything's selling pretty quickly right now, but that eventually will change. But let's just say, for argument's sake, now that you're following the Craig Proctor system and your listings sell on an average of, 5 days on the market, but the MLS average, the other realtors in your area, they take 20 days to sell. Okay, so the other realtors you can promote in your marketing and in your presentation. The other realtors take 4 times longer to sell their properties than you do. You can do the same thing with list to sales ratio. Now that you're only working with sellers that will listen to you and take your advice, your listings, let's say, on average sell for 100% or 102% of the asking price, and maybe the real estate board average is only 98%. Now, you can say, based on the average price of whatever, $1 million, if you list with me, on average, I can sell your home for about $25,000 more versus the real estate board average. So we can start to use all of these statistics in our marketing. Days in the market, list to sales ratio. How about this with buyers? With the buyer, you could say, the other buyers that I've helped in the last month, I've been able to save them on average $10,000 off the asking price. But the real estate board average, the average realtor in our area, has only been able to save their buyer $5,000 off the asking price. Therefore, if you work with me on average, I should be able to save you an additional $5,000. So there's so much that we can teach you on this, folks. Is this making sense? How many of you are finding our conversation today extremely helpful? Let me know in the comments if this is making sense to you, that we have to have a better offer, okay? That we have to step out of the shadows and stop doing what everyone else is doing, okay? We got to put the blinders on. We got to focus on what it is that buyers and sellers really want. Let me know in the comments if this is helpful. Also, hit the like button, okay, and give me a thumbs up. Hit the blue thumbs up, because the algorithm here on Facebook will share this content with more people if I get more comments and if you like it and interact. You should also follow my page. If you follow my Facebook page here, every time I go live, you'll get notifications. So if you like this, make sure you turn on notifications. Also, you could share this with other realtors you know that might benefit from my advice. So another thing that I have set up that you guys might find helpful is I have a private Facebook group. So this is my business, my Facebook business page we're on right now. But how many of you would like an invitation to join my private Facebook group? Okay, where we produce a lot more content. It's a private group. If you would like to join my private Facebook group, just type into comments the word invitation. Okay, the word invitation. Okay, and my marketing director, Daryl, he'll get with you, make sure that you get invited to our private Facebook group. And the other thing I offered is I've included a download of all the stuff we talked about today. So you can see here, we talk about performance guarantees, unique services, how to use statistics. This will be a good outline to get you started. Now, all you have to do is pick one or two of the things that we talked about. Start with one. Pick one idea and start to join me regularly every week here on Facebook. And I will share more details on exactly what the top agents that I coach are doing all over North America. And we'll see, once you start implementing this, what your feedback is. I hope this has been tremendously helpful for all of you, but let me know in the comments. Remember, turn on notifications, like this page, type in the word invitation. I'll get you over to our private Facebook group. And I want to thank everybody so much for joining me today. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.